And we are delighted to welcome you back to the starting lineup, folks. Big show ahead. We have a great second segment coming up, and a very interesting and eclectic first segment. And our second segment will be just as interesting. The starting lineup is brought to you by Play It Again Sports in the Fremont Shopping Center, Battlefield in Fremont, Springfield, by Marshfield Chevrolet at the I-44 exit. Couple of left turns, and you're right there on the north side of I-44, and you're there driving into Marshfield Chevrolet. By Swing Right Golf at the south end of Campbell Avenue, just a little bit north of Nixa, and by Citizens Bank of Rogersville with two locales, one adjacent to Highland Springs and the other in Rogersville itself. I'm Ned Reynolds, along with
Dwight Glenn
and Guy Newcomb.
Now, is our third party or fourth party still, has he arrived yet?
He has not.
We are awaiting the arrival of Art Haynes, who will be visiting with us by remote because he has another assignment as well.
He has a very important assignment with a granddaughter. You know, that's good for Art. And Scott's on assignment, so you're stuck with Guy and I, Dad. Sorry.
Yeah, we've had some pretty good talk here, and it's been extremely interesting. Folks, we invite your calls and comments as well, and hopefully you'll take advantage of it. Our area code, of course, is 417. The number is 447-1021, and that's not only phone but text. If you want to text us, same number, but we like to hear from you on the phone as well. Do we have any, Guy? You've got the board there. Any texts on there?
Not here recently. There's one from May 29th, June the 5th, June the 12th. But
well, they know all the answers then. I'm especially interested in a number of subjects. Let's cover the World Cup real quickly because there were games yesterday. This is obviously, folks, an international event. Was last here. Now, the Women's World Cup has been here since then, but 1994 was the last time the men played the World Cup in the United States. The crowds have been very good, very good. Now, these are nation versus nation, and the United States does have a team in it. Mexico has a team in it. As a matter of fact, the Mexican team qualified for the knockout round with their win yesterday over South Korea. But USA plays today. They play 2 o'clock in Seattle, Washington at what is Seattle Stadium. That's not what it's called, folks. It's Lumen Field is where they are, where the Seahawks play. But to follow the rules of FIFA, I guess you don't have the sponsorship, you're not going to get mentioned. So they're calling it Seattle Stadium.
Did you see what they did to Gillette Stadium?
What's it called, Boston Stadium?
Well, yes, but Gillette Stadium, every chair in that stadium says Gillette on it. They went through with blue tape, and you're talking about 40,000 seats.
Is that right? And all taped?
Had to tape over every one of them.
I'm not saying that FIFA is all about money, but these are also the same folks that were charging $800 to $1,000 per ticket, and some of those tickets were going for tens of thousands of dollars on the secondary market.
Well, that's interesting you bring that up, too, because there's one match other than the USA that I did see because I wanted to see the Brazilian team play, and they played Morocco. Yeah, I think it was Morocco. Brazil versus Morocco. Played them at New York, New Jersey Stadium, which is
in New Jersey.
And it's MetLife Stadium. Anyway, beside the point. It looked to me like they had 80 to 85,000 in there. Now, they could not, all of them, have paid that amount for tickets.
Oh, Ned,
do you think so?
Do not be so certain about that. I mean, there were multiple lotteries to even have the right to buy tickets. I mean, that's how popular soccer is on an international basis. Let's not be fooled. Soccer has grown in this country. I mean, it's even grown in this area. You know, we have a lot of teams like Catholic and Nixa, Rogersville that represent us on a statewide basis. But it is nothing compared to the passion that these other countries are expressing, and they're traveling en masse. I mean, think about how hard it is to sell all the beer in Boston, but yet they did. The Scottish cleaned out Boston. They ran out of beer. That doesn't even seem like a statement that you could possibly make in 2026.
And the Scots would have been minor league compared to the Irish if they had been.
But let's just think about it. These are people that have traveled. They're spending the month here. I mean, they're spending thousands upon tens of thousands of dollars. And, again, we talked about it in the first hour, Kansas City, St. Louis, baseball game tonight, but none tomorrow. Why is that, Ned?
Well, it's because of the World Cup game that'll be play that Arrowhead.
Yeah, you cannot do that with those two stadiums and that parking lot. You absolutely cannot.
Total folly if that had happened.
Well, they're not allowing them to park in the parking lot. I mean, that's the crazy thing. You cannot park in the parking lot. You have to get a shuttle, get on a bus, and they take you over to the stadium. And there's 8 gates there, but only 2 of them are open. It's taken 3.5 to 4 hours to get into the park.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, do you happen to know offhand what the fee is for being on those buses?
Oh, I do not know that. But I did. I talked to somebody yesterday, and they said, hey, we got to park downtown, wait on a bus, and it's taken us 3.5 to 4 hours once we park our car to get into the stadium.
Now, I think the casual fan in this country is wondering, well, is that going to be the overtaking sport? Is that going to be the passion of sports fans in this country? And I will debate that. It's not going to happen in my lifetime and may not happen. And there's a specific reason why. Folks, you have to understand that these soccer teams, or football as they call it on the international scale, are the lifeblood of sports fans in those nations. It's the only one that they're playing. Yeah, they may have a club basketball team, and baseball is baseball's what they play over in the United States, in the colonies somewhere. And indeed, soccer is it. And it's played the same all around the world. So therefore, the identification is very strong, and you can understand, at least I'm thinking everybody can understand, why the passion is so great. No, it's not in this country. Yeah, sure, we want the Team USA to win. Wait a minute, what did the Cardinals and Royals do last night? What did the San Francisco Giants, what are the Dodgers doing? And in football, it's, hey, are you a football fan? Yeah, I like the Chiefs. What other teams are there? Well, they're the Chiefs, and so forth and so on. That's how it works.
But what you said is 100% true. These other countries, this is their passion.
Sure.
And the soccer is their national sport. It's almost the only sport.
It is the only.
We rally around the USA every 4 years during the Olympic competition. We rally around the hockey team or the basketball team, but we don't rally around the soccer team in that with the same amount of passion that these other countries do. Having said that, if the USA can win today, they will qualify for the knockout round. And should they advance to the quarterfinals and semifinals, which would be an upset for this team, who went into this competition, I think, ranked 18 out of 48. If they would make it to the semifinals, then you would see the level of excitement increase. But it's not the passion that all these other countries are showing.
And the increase in the interest would be, relatively speaking, short-term, because there's so many other variables involved, and that's the United States way. We're a free enterprise country, and hey...
And we have the attention spans of gnats.
Oh, there's no attention span. There is none.
Having said that, do you find yourself fascinated enough? You've watched some of the competition. You said you wanted to watch Brazil. Will you have the ability and watch the USA this afternoon?
Oh, yes. Oh, absolutely. I'm going to mow my lawn first and then...
Can you go mow mine? I've got to go to Black Oak.
But the fact of the matter remains that, yeah, that does have... Well, it has your patriotic interest. After all, we live here. I do think that they're in for a much tougher match than they have. Paraguay was not a very good team at all. Australia will be. They'll be a very solid team. Australia falls into the category that the United States does because there are other sports down there. Australian rules football. And who's the kid from the Atlanta Braves now? Curtis Mead. He's a kid who's hitting home runs right and left. Australian. He's an Australian who was raised, not in this country, raised in Australia, and has learned the game of baseball. It's taking over down there. They also have a renowned tennis program. So from the standpoint of fandom and allegiance from your basic constituency, yeah, this is an interesting little matchup coming up today.
Well, the first time I remember soccer even being a thing that appeared on the radar, it would have been the mid-'70s. I would have been a very small kid, and it was Pelé going to the Cosmos. Do you remember that? That was on the wide world of sports. That was such a big deal.
And
what was it, 1976?
It was 76, 77, 78. They played at Giant Stadium, which that was the original. Now they've since come up with a new one. But be that as may, he was able also at that one time to put on that famed scissors kick that he did. Would he kick it over? I don't know how in the hell he did that. But Pelé was certainly the main drawing card there. They had 80,000 people to watch him perform. He was worth it. Unfortunately, Pelé is no longer living now, but there are others. Lionel Messi, who is playing for Argentina, the defending champion.
And Miami.
And the Miami team in this country. Same with Ronaldo. He is playing for Portugal. And Portugal got surprised in their match.
Well, and there was a huge article on ESPN.com about Ronaldo maybe being over the hill, because I think he's now close to 40 years old.
Oh, he's ancient. Absolutely ancient. But the fact of the matter remains, the World Cup will continue right up through the final, which I think is July 19th, if I remember correctly. But you have now the teams will be going to the knockout round. It won't be right away, but eventually it will be.
Well, and we also have the College World Series that I think will start tomorrow. Is that correct?
And this is an interesting matchup, too. It's the Tar Heels against the Sooners. Tar Heels were expected to be there. Oklahoma was not. And Oklahoma has come on at the end of the season. They haven't been beaten yet by anybody. They just really had a very moderate record this year, and kind of fortunate to even be in the regionals and win the regional. And now they're in the College World Series and playing well. And who knows? They had, 5 home runs the other day and beat Georgia? Jeez.
You know, I think it shows, and the portal is going to cause this in a lot of sports, and baseball, I think, is one of these things. That kind of gives me, as a fan of Missouri State and Joey Hawkins, hope, because Oklahoma was only one notch above Missouri State as far as the RPI, correct?
They were.
So if you can get hot and go into that tournament, but you have to have 3 starting pitchers. You have to have the ability, especially if you lose that first game and have to come through the double elimination, of having the ability to win 4 or 5 games on a weekend. So I'm sure that Coach Hawkins and the new pitching coach, the focus will be, I believe he's coming from Dallas Baptist, is that correct? So they're going to try to find 2 or 3, what we always call weekend starters. Is that your opinion as well?
That is, it's no mystery. It has to be. You have to have, pitching's the key. And anybody who's ever been associated with baseball in any ways knows that pitching has been the key. And that does lead us into a topic that I want to discuss here, because this is, as everybody knows, the basic agreement between the players and the owners evaporates on December the 1st, and that's why the negotiations are continuing. Well, the owners came up with more new proposals yesterday, and personally, I don't side with either group. I just don't want baseball to be interrupted. Nobody does, but it may be. One of them is that high school baseball players cannot be drafted. And they can't be signed until they're 20 years old and 2 years out of high school.
That's going to go to court.
There's no way it can't go to court. That's just it. It'll certainly be it. The owners have also proposed a $245 million salary cap. That's going nowhere. Players won't settle for that. They've also called, and I find this to be extremely interesting and certainly beneficial to the owners, because it will reduce what they have to pay. The international players, right now there's no draft. You see somebody in the Dominican Republic or Venezuela or someplace, hey, come, we'll pay you $55,000, $60,000, which is huge money for that particular population down there. That's no longer going to exist. There's now going to have an international draft of 12 rounds. Well, that will limit the numbers of paying players who you're going to have. There is, of course, the player draft in the United States, which will be coming up at the All-Star
During
break.
the All-Star break. They want to reduce that from 20 rounds to 10.
20 to 12.
Or 12.
20 to 12. And that's, again, another big savings for the owners. And it's the restrictions in signing certain individuals and the bonuses that are being paid. That's going to be reduced as well. Well, I looked at this. This isn't going anywhere. Nobody's going to accept this. And when it resonates with the dummies like the media, you have to think, well, no, why are you doing this? There's a reason why. And the reason why, they are bargaining chips. And that's what's going to be used.
It's called a starting point, Ned.
Yeah, starting point. Starting point's it. The $245 million salary cap, doesn't matter what the money is, it's a salary cap, and the players will not settle for it. They are adamantly opposed, and they've been opposed to it, even though Major League Baseball is the only professional sport that does not have a salary cap. Everybody else does. Everybody knows about the football one. NBA has one. Hockey has one. And yes, it's necessary for those particular ownerships to maintain a competitive balance, although it doesn't always exist that way.
I have an idea how they could approach this differently and maybe start on a different level, but I think we need to take a break.
Well, we'll take a quick break right here. We can do that. Quick timeout on the starting lineup. We will have a special guest coming up in a little bit, but in the meantime, timeout. Back in a second. We are delighted to have you with us on the starting lineup, and welcome back, Ned Reynolds and Dwight Glenn and Guy Newcomb in with us, awaiting the arrival of Art Haynes, and hopefully we will have him here in a few minutes. You were about to digress on a new plan that you have in mind.
I'm really good at digressing. Thank you, Ned. No, I was saying, I think the one thing that the owners could do that might come across to the players better and create a better atmosphere is I think that Major League Baseball needs a salary floor, meaning every Major League team has to spend at least X amount of dollars to try to maintain competitive balance. We all know what Los Angeles and the Mets and the Yankees are doing, but at the other end, you have the Tampa Bays, you have the Pittsburgh, you have the Cleveland that aren't spending on a level that will maintain a competitive team on a year-to-year basis.
Well, the argument would be that, wait a minute, Tampa Bay does. They're in the lead, and the Chicago White Sox, who are not particularly well off, they're in the lead as well. So that argument is made, but the basis for it is over a number of years and not necessarily just 1 year. And involved in that circumstance is a circumstance in which you have to be able to maintain a level of discipline. There's the problem. Why don't the owners have that discipline? Well, they don't. They have the ego's involved in everything, but they want to be the big spenders.
Well, what did your late friend Bill Verdon say that was the downfall of Major League Baseball?
He says the long-term contract was. Long-term contract, the 2 and 3 and 4 year contract.
Guaranteed money.
And guaranteed money because your incentive is gone. Now, you may not psychologically realize this from a mental standpoint, but subconsciously, you bet your life. You are already, look at the Live Tour, for instance. That's what they've done. They took away any kind of incentive to win, and when you have that, then I think you have ruined your entire circumstance. However, some of these rules, did Art not make it on with us at all?
No, he is going to attend the his daughter's dance, so he had left. But no, we were in the wrong studio on there. Someone had switched, and I didn't catch it.
Okay.
I'm sure the people who have been listening think we've been in the wrong studio all morning long, so there's nothing unusual about that.
Well, again, though, you are running into our thought process on the new rules that Major League Baseball has allegedly established or will, but they're more bargaining chips than anything else.
You have on Bob Nightingale, who is probably the preeminent baseball writer in America at this point. I think he still writes for USA Today. Is that correct?
Gosh, yes.
And he has mentioned many times over the past year, because you ask him every time, what's going to happen in December, and he says they're going to be locked out. To you, if they end up going on strike and not starting the season on time next year, is that the death knell for Major League Baseball and its popularity in the United States?
It won't be for me because I'm an old man and I always will be a baseball fan and always have the insight of looking into how these guys develop as Major League Baseball players, and it is part of our lifestyle. But for newcomers, it may very well be.
What concerns me is it will destroy what I think has been 3 or 4 years of good momentum with the pitch clock, with the ABS system. I think younger fans are following the game because the games are taking 2 hours and 30 minutes versus 3 hours and 45.
And the length of games does have something to do with it. I will admit that. And when they're shorter and more concise, I don't like the way they end with the Ghost Runner, but it's part of the game as it stands now. That does need to be, in my opinion, modified. But yeah, I think the new implementations by Major League Baseball have in many regards helped. And the game is exciting. You're seeing a greater level of athlete. I saw it last night with the Royals. The Royals outfield pulled off any number of dynamite catches against the Cardinals. Cardinals had 13 hits, but they could have had so many more and maybe been a challenger in that game had the circumstances worked out, which they did not. But be that as it may, yes, I think that level of appeal is there to the younger group, and it would be greatly diminished. Now what Bob suggested was that spring training may be hurt by all of this. there may be no spring training, and the season might be disrupted in some respect. He says eventually they'll come to a conclusion they have to, because the TV money is so great. They being the owners, don't want to have any of this evolve and dissolved. And the players, come on, many of them, we hear about the very wealthy players who put away annuities and all this sort of thing, but that's a minority. The other vast majority of players is common workers like we are. And they have to have their salary, and they won't have that salary.
Well, one of the things that concerns me, and now I'm going to be old man get off my lawn right now, which we're good at doing that, is I can't find the Cardinal games anymore, Ned. You know, back when we had Fox Sports Midwest, you knew 671 on DirecTV that you could find them. And now with all the streaming services and the way they have diverted, you know, you can do $99.99, I guess, a year and get the Cardinals. Well, I don't want to do that. So it's harder and harder to be loyal to your team because the games are actually less accessible today than they were 10 years ago.
That's a very good point. A very good point. Used to be you knew where to go to find the game. Don't now. We don't now at all. Have somebody calling in too, Guy, if you want to take care of that. The fact is that, you've got to hunt all over on your streaming and all this, and wait, it's not there today, or it's on a private network today. Come on, people. I know you want the money, and this is not a knock at Amazon or what's the other one that
Peacock?
No, Peacock's NBC.
Netflix. I mean, which one of the 15 services do you want me to mention?
Paramount's the one. Paramount had the UFC fights at the White House, and they alleged to have 1 billion viewers. They had about 15 or 16 million, but that was it. What is this? We have somebody on the line. Good morning. With whom are we talking today?
Hey, my name's Jimmy.
Hi, Jimmy. What's going on, man?
Hey, perfect timing. I was going to tell you guys this. I was the Cardinals fan who hesitated to buy the streaming package through MLB. But for this weekend, for Father's Day, they're doing it for $49.99 for the remainder of the season. So I thought there might be some people out there who would take advantage of that.
So it's $50 for the rest of the season, and that's the special Father's Day deal?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Jimmy. That's very interesting. Still $50 that I don't have, but
right. And of course, since I did it, they've lost 2 in a row, so it's my fault, you know.
No. Actually, Jimmy, are you a big Cardinals fan? I assume you are.
I am, yeah.
When you take a look at last night's 14-6 loss to the Royals, that could very easily have been a different story had some of those balls fallen in place. But by the same token, the Cardinals earlier this year have made a living with the ball falling into the right place, and this is baseball, and everything works in rhythm, and you eventually have something of a turnaround. But the Cardinals have played a whole lot better baseball from what I thought they would. How about you, Dwight?
Oh, I agree, 100%. They're feisty. Last year, I think we all thought that team, I hate to say gave up, but there was nothing that wanted to make me watch that team last year. This year, I'm interested. In Jordan Walker, I think he's had an epiphany. I think he is becoming the all-star we always thought he could be.
Jimmy, how many wins do you give them at the end of the season? He hung up on us. But I wouldn't be surprised to see them reach 80.
So you think they can finish at 500 or a little bit above? Are you that optimistic?
Yes, I do, but I also think that Bob Nightingale pointed this out, too, that the pitching staff has been over and above what people thought it would be.
Okay, bigger question. Buyers or sellers or neutral?
Nightingale thought they'd be sellers, and I'm not sure they won't be. You've got Dustin May on there, who's pitched very well, but a lot of it depends on, at the All-Star break, where the team is in the standings. If they look like they're going to be contenders, I don't think they'll be buyers, but I think they'll maintain a status quo.
I think the concern, Liberatore is supposed to be your ace, and he's had 3 poor outings in a row. Dustin May has been your most consistent starter over the last 6 weeks. So he's also a free agent, and he's the most expensive person on your payroll. So if they're really going to stick to the course of we're 2 years away from being a playoff team, then you do trade Dustin May to get more assets.
I don't think there's any question about it, if that were the philosophical approach. But by the same token, if they have the perception, and Chaim Bloom looks at this and says, we are playoff contenders. Wild card, yes, but we are playoff contenders, then they're going to stay where they are.
But the one thing they have done is they've created interest in a depressed St. Louis market, and the attendance has been better, not the attendance of old, but better than last year. If you're sellers and you're basically, throwing your chips in, does the attendance stay up?
That's a good question.
And this is the same bunch of Cardinal fans, this one included, the one you're talking to right now, that spent 30 years of them being just good enough to get it to the playoffs and maybe win a round, maybe win a game or two in the second round, won a couple of World Series, don't get me wrong, but never took those steps to be on an elite level.
It was a change in approach by the ownership of the team, which has, of course, changed in a couple of ways. But the approach to it was, hey, what are you going to do for us in the future? And what can you do? And so forth and so on. And will this city of St. Louis, which at one time was the westernmost franchise in all of baseball, will it maintain that allegiance from the fans? And the thinking was, yes, it will. But that's a false way of thinking, because nothing remains forever.
Well, and we are a society of fair weather fans.
You want fair weather. I'm a fair weather fan. When I got up this morning, it was raining, and I was not a fair weather fan.
You were a foul weather fan.
I was. God, can we get rid of this stuff? Does it always rain?
As long as it doesn't rain tonight down in Lampe, Missouri, so we can have a show, we're all good.
And the Daredevils?
The Daredevils and Little River Band tonight at Black Oak. I know you've got a guest that's going to come on, so I'm going to vacate and go to one of my other jobs. But I appreciate always coming in here, seeing you and Guy, and it's always a pleasure.
Well, your articulation was very good. And Dwight, we thank you very much.
It's all song and dance and a little seltzer in the pants.
Very good. Dwight Glenn visiting with us. We'll take a timeout on the starting lineup. Be right back. Great having you with us on the starting lineup, and welcome back. Starting lineup brought to you by Play It Again Sports, by Marshfield Chevrolet, by Citizens Bank of Rogersville, and by Swing Right Golf. And we're delighted to have you with us. Dwight Glenn has departed the scene. Ned Reynolds along with
Guy Newcomb.
And we have a special guest. The Irish live forever. Colonel Dan Murphy is in to visit with us, and this is a bit of a paradox, because here you have the enlisted man interviewing the officer, and that doesn't happen very often.
It sometimes does. Depends if you're on Armed Forces television.
Well, who knows where this is? This is worldwide. This show.
That's right.
And we can have some listeners worldwide. I don't think we do, but who knows? Who knows what the case might be? Colonel Dan, thanks for coming by. Colonel Dan is one of the top leading officials and official here in the Ozarks, and you're recruiting right now. Am I correct?
I'm the recruiter for baseball and football, high school referees and umpires, and we're starting our fall season. We're getting ready to go. We're going to have our first training session for new officials on the for new referees, football referees, on June the 28th, which is a week from next Sunday.
And where will that be?
And that will be at Springfield Catholic High School in the Commons area. And we'll have a short presentation and a little bit of training, show your equipment, show you how to study for rules, talk about the rules, talk about Rule 2, which is the most important rule. That's the definitions. And we're going to talk about other things all around getting you ready to be a high school football official this fall.
Now, let's talk a little bit about that. The veteran officials, the ones who are already and have been officiating, are they also included in this meeting?
No. Well, some of them are because of trainers and our board members, and that'll be there. But no, this is specifically for new officials that are interested in officiating. And if you think you might be interested, come out and see what we have to offer.
Yeah, this is not necessarily you're in if you go.
No, you can come around and see what's going on. Young ladies too. We have some ladies that officiate in our sport, and if you can, as Larry Nemers tells it, they're in the NFL.
They sure are.
And they're in college. I've seen a lot of ladies on the college level. So, get started. We're here is an opportunity to get started now. Be a part of the game. Get a little physical training in there. Get a little physical fitness in there. Be active in the sport, but also you get compensated.
I'm going to get into that in just a split second. As far as the rules are concerned, is there a test that these young officials?
When you have to certify with Misha to belong to the Football Association, you have to be certified with Misha. And the way you get certified with Misha is you register with the Missouri State High School Activity Association for football. You will pay your fees. Then it's $65. $35 for admin fee, $30 a sport. You can register for any sport, and then you have to take a 100-question online open book qualifying test, which is the rule books. They'll give you the rule books. You got the questions. There's references there, and you can go right to the rule and read the rule and answer the questions.
Dan, you've been involved as a game official, and you're a referee, and in charge of crews for a number of years. Is it a teaching method to adjudicate these kids to a circumstance in which they're going to have to listen to coaches from the sideline and get railed every so often?
The first thing we're going to do is sometimes we bring coaches in, and we're in the process of our first meeting trying to bend Casey Wood's arm to come in and talk about coach sideline relationships. We're trying to get we do high school coaches. We come in and do panels, and the most important part of a new official is how to communicate not only with your crew, but when you're on the sideline with the coaches, and how to diffuse situations that might occur on the sideline with the coaches. And we teach that. We teach the 5 levels of trying to diffuse a argument.
Now, you mentioned just a second ago one of the magic words that people want to hear, the remuneration involved. So these guys and gals they're doing it out of volunteerism. They're being paid for it.
Yes, we have a compensation fees. I don't want to go into it. It's just passed. But we have a compensation fees. We got a pay raise this year. And thank the ADs for recognizing that, so we can keep people interested and compensate people that is their time, because it takes about 6 hours preparation and execution for a Friday night game. It takes about 4 or 5 hours to go do a Monday night game. JV or freshman or doubleheader takes about 6 hours. So we're going to it's good compensation. It's well over $100.
Let's talk a little bit about a varsity game. Now, we'll just pick one. Doesn't make any difference who it is. We'll just say Glendale, Kickapoo, or whatever. A varsity game. Mm-hmm. How many officials do you have, and do all of them get the same fee? And what is that fee? Okay.
The fee is going to be $170 this year. One individual gets it. The referee organizes his guys. You got a referee. You got 2 wing guys, which is a line judge and a headline judge, because it's a new terminology this year. It used to be the headlinesman. Now it's called the headline judge. And then the back judge.
So it's
5 man.
Oh, it's 5 man.
5 man and an umpire. Okay, so the umpire is in the middle, 2 wing guys, and then the back judge, and then the white hat referee in the backfield.
And everybody gets the same amount.
Yes, it does.
And it's $170?
Yeah, it's $170.
$170 for each official.
For each official. It's about 6 hours work, though.
But that's the high school varsity for every game. Now, there are many games below that level. So what else can they make?
Well, on a JV night or freshman night. If you're going to have a doubleheader, JV and freshman, then you would get.
Wait a minute. You have to go to a cheat sheet and an official who is going to look at this?
Hey, I have to do that because they're new.
This is the best excuse I've heard yet.
Yeah, but you get $165 for a doubleheader.
Alrighty.
And which is a freshman in JV. And
now,
then,
you're the same officials for both games.
Yeah, and then if you do a single game, you get and it depends on the time. But if you do a 10-minute junior varsity, you'll get $80, plus you'll get another $25 per official for a single game.
Let's talk about the newcomers in the game. Is it necessarily designed for maybe post-teenagers, early 20s, college kids, things like that?
Our training is programmed for new officials that have never played the game, never officiated a game. New officials, a little bit experienced officials. They played the game, and they know some of the rules. And experienced officials to get them up to snuff on what we do in Missouri. Now, we teach the rules. You're going to get the rule book, and you got to read the rules and understand the rules. We teach the rules. We teach how to understand them. But then the mechanics of applying the rules, we concentrate on the mechanics of applying the rules and how you do the rules. Like, for example, you don't follow the ball like you do in basketball or baseball. You got to follow the players. You look through the ball carrier and see what's happening around the players, what's happening behind, in front of, and inside the players is, and you get an angle. So there's 4 or 5 officials. 3 of them are basically looking around that area and different views.
How difficult is that to teach somebody who has been a fan prior to that?
The biggest problem, and I'll throw the basketball officials under the bus. Get the whistle out of your mouth.
Ah, there you go.
Because a basketball official, and I took 2 really good basketball officials, started to do football. I took them to a scrimmage, and I said, take the whistles out of your mouth. You're going to have an inverted whistle. 3rd play, one guy had one. 5th play, another guy had one.
Oh, my goodness.
And it's all you threw the flag and blew the whistle. Because what do you do on the court? You see the foul, you blow the whistle, raise your hand. And that's got to be ingrained, taught. And a lot of basketball guys they catch themselves early on. And baseball guys follow the ball. And you say, don't follow the ball. You got to follow your zone. You got to be in your zone. If the ball is not in your zone, you got to officiate. You got to clean up behind it. And so there's a lot of things we do, and we teach that. We teach positioning, and we teach trying to get the angles, and we teach, this run play, pass run, RPOs, run pass options. Okay? What happens is you got to stay home or you go. And when you see something coming at you, then you have to stay home. If you see it go the other way, you might get 5 to 10 yards down the field because you got to help your partners.
See,
and you got to cover your partner 6.
It's even with the officials.
Yes.
It is a team game. You've got to work together as a team.
And we teach the team. And when they go out on a Monday night or Tuesday night or Thursday night, you practice team. You practice communications. Now, Misha let us take communications to the next level, and a lot of the crews have radios, and the radios help with the communication. In other words, you can lean over the shoulder and says, 78 was holding, coach. A lot quicker than you'd have to run out and find out 78 was holding and run back.
The Southwest Missouri Officials Association has how many squads of officials out? And we're talking football here.
Okay, Southwest Missouri consists of the Joplin Crews and Springfield Crews. There's 3 crews. Now there's 11 in Joplin, and there's 19 with us. We and on a given night we could have 22 games in our area, or we could have 34 games in our area. When it gets up to over 30, then we're going to have to ask schools, because we can't cover it with Joplin or we can't cover it with Springfield. We're going to have to ask schools to go on a Thursday or a Saturday afternoon.
At this moment, as you're sitting here in this studio and we are live, as you're sitting here, are all those squads filled right now?
No.
And you need them. You need those officials.
Yes, we've got some holes but we're picking, and the guys that came in last year are being pulled into the to the crews. We've had a couple of guys go down with health problems this year that are not going to be able to do varsity, so those crews are looking for replacements. We've formed a new crew, forming a new crew. So they're going to have a schedule that will help us do Friday nights. And then we've got several singles that will do a lot of work on fill-ins on Friday nights.
Real quickly, articulate how anybody who is interested, who happens to be listening right now, and hopefully there are many, how do they get in touch with you? How do they make themselves available?
Come a week from Sunday at 2:00 at Springfield Catholic High School.
Which is located out on Blackman Road.
Yes, just off Blackman Road, and on East Springfield between Sunshine and Battlefield. And go ahead and come in, and you can come in unannounced, or contact me at 417-849-7367. I'll leave your cards, and I've got information here. If they call into the studio and want that my contact information, you'll have it here.
There's the answer right there. Now, if you're interested and folks, it can be a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun.
It's fun.
Camaraderie.
It's Friday Night Lights. It's great. And come out on June the 28th and at 2:00 at Catholic High School and find out how great it is.
There's the key. All righty, gang. We'll take a quick time out in the starting lineup. Colonel Murphy is sticking around. 417-447-1021 is our number. Back in a second. And we very much appreciate your being with us on the starting lineup. And welcome back. Ned Reynolds along with
Guy Newcomb.
Guy Newcomb is in here. Dwight Glenn has departed the scene to take care of the concert going on at it's Black Oak Theater, is it?
Black Oak Theater.
Mm-hmm. And they have that concert tonight. The Ozark Mountain Daredevils are down there. And indeed, Colonel Dan Murphy is in and has talked a little bit about the officiating and how you can be an official in college football, but you also take care of baseball.
College, high school.
Oh, I said college, didn't I? That was a misstatement on my part. High school football, and do you take care of baseball and basketball as well?
I do baseball.
Football and baseball.
Football and baseball.
And the football teaching session for officials is going to be next Sunday, and that is June the 28th. Next Sunday at a Springfield Catholic High School. And this is, hey, you may not have had any officiating experience. Come on out and give it a try, because it not only is a lot of fun and good camaraderie and all that sort of thing, but it can help the old bank account too, just a little bit.
Yeah, and it's part of the game. You being part of the game. If you have played football, you want to be part of the game. It's you from the opening kickoff to the final whistle. It's part of the game.
Who are some of the older referees, and I'm sure they are white hats now, older referees who are still doing this?
Oh, let's see. Kurt Sibley, Mike Repke, Bill Love. Let's see. Well,
Grant
Baker. I'm trying to think of the older guys.
Has Jerry Melanie retired?
Jerry Melanie is observer for the state now. He retired quite a bit ago. He and I are going on a cruise together next week.
That's not good. I'm being facetious when I say that.
In about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And then we've got, of course, Brian Reese, who used to be my back judge, and Dilliard has been my back judge. So Yeah, we got a lot of guys.
Colonel Murphy, of course, is a longtime former official and now director. You also are in charge, and I'm assuming this is going to occur this year as well, for the telecasts and the timeouts and so forth.
Yes, I'll be a red hat.
And all right, that's what you do. You wear the red hat. Tell the folks a little bit of what your duties are there, what you have to do.
I'm basically the liaison officer between the referee on the field and the director in the truck, in the TV truck.
TV.
And I've got, when we're CBS, we've got to get 9 timeouts, and when we're ESPN Plus, I only got to get 8 timeouts a quarter. A half.
You have to be on the field though and signal
Yes.
when that's going to happen.
And I've got a board that's a timer, and Missouri State gets a guy to hold that board, because if it's a windy day, that board will carry you away.
So you folks who are attending the games, and we hope you do attend them, you see the guy go out on the field. He has the red hat on.
Red hat and red coat.
That's who that is. He is directing. He's director. You're the director of the game.
It's a coordinator position to coordinate the timeouts, because we don't want to start. TV doesn't want to start halfway through a play, and sometimes the referee doesn't pay attention and they start too quick, and I get chewed out.
Oh, I can't. You mean to tell me that there is somebody who has the elevation to chew out a colonel? Mm-hmm. No. Maybe brigadier general, perhaps.
Well, they can chew. Those directors know what to do.
How long have you been doing that now?
Lord, I started with Terry Allen.
Okay,
when ESPN started broadcasting games, we were doing that.
That would have been about 2005, 06, somewhere around there.
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, about in that year.
It's. I think it was 14 years.
Good gracious, think about that, and think about the changes that have occurred all during that time, and how the duties fall on you as a former official, and how you have to have the communications with the director.
Well, that's what they like as former officials there, because they know how to talk with the crew and coordinate with the crew.
Well, that's going to bring an end to our show for today and this week, and we very much appreciate your being with us. I know I'm speaking for Scott Purrier and for Art Haynes, who are not with us today. I'm Ned Reynolds, along with
Guy Newcomb.
And for Dwight Glenn, who was in with us, and for Colonel Murphy. Thank you very much, folks, for enjoying the weekend with us. Have a great Father's Day, you guys who are papas, and I'm sure there are many of them. And we will see you next Monday right here on the Starting Lineup.